Hey everybody, Travis here. I'm back with my next book review, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. This is a great book. I'm excited to review it and to share all my thoughts with you all. First, I would like to encourage everybody to give this video a thumbs up. Like the video, it would mean a lot to me if you get any value from it. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's fairly new, brand new, and it's a very fledgling small channel, but I am committed to growing it and to providing value to as many people as possible. I love spreading wisdom, and making these videos is my start in doing that. So that's the goal. Give it a like. Hopefully you subscribe. That would really mean a lot to me. So getting into Mel Robbins, she's the author of The Let Them Theory. She has rose to stardom over the past few years, and this book has thousands upon thousands of positive reviews on Amazon, which is in part why I started reading it, because it was so well received. Thought I would definitely need to read it. First, let's talk about who Mel Robbins is. So she is an American author. She is a podcast host. She is actually a graduate from Dartmouth University, which is an Ivy League institution, so she is a smart cookie for sure. She also was a legal analyst for CNN in the early 2010s when she was covering the George Zimmerman trial at the time. And where she really exploded onto the scene as a motivational speaker and as a self-improvement author was back in 2011. She gave a TED Talk, and she introduced another one of her rules not related to the Let Them Theory. It's called the 5-second rule. And perhaps I'll read the 5-second rule, which is another one of her books, and I'll review that for everybody here on this channel. So that's a little background about Mel Robbins in terms of why the book matters and why you should read the book. So I'm a self-improvement nut. I absolutely love self-improvement, and this is one of the best self-improvement books that I've ever read. It is so chock full of nuggets of wisdom, truth bombs, really in every page. You could say in every paragraph, there is just a quotable sentence or a quotable phrase that you can remember. And I love quotes. I'll share some really cool quotes that I got from this book later on in the video. But it's a really good self-improvement book, and it really covers exactly what the title says, Let Them. And why you should read this book and why you should care about this book is these two words, let them, allow you to reclaim the power that you've been giving to other people. So one issue in my life is that oftentimes, especially when I was a teenager and when I was in college in my early 20s, I was so focused on what other people thought about me. And maybe if I said the wrong thing or I said something weird, or what would other people think about me? How would that affect my perception and my reputation? And so this gave me the tendency to give other people my energy, and I would be so focused on what other people thought of me. And this book talks about how you can reclaim that power and just let people live their lives. Don't be so fixated on what other people are doing or what they're talking, and I mean, if they're talking about you or what they think of you. Just let them live your lives and focus on what you can control as opposed to what you cannot control. And no matter what you do, you're never going to be able to control other people's opinions of you. It's impossible. So the Let Them Theory really assists you with that. Let them think what they want to think. Let them behave however they want to behave. The second part of this book, in tandem with let them, is let me. And so when you start saying let them live how they want to live. Let them think about me what they will. Then you can follow that up with let me proceed. What am I going to do next? Let me behave accordingly. And let them and let me are the yin and the yang of this book, I would say. So why did I pick up this book? I picked up this book actually because I'm on Amazon all the time. That's actually a part of my job. And I'm always looking for books that I can buy on the Kindle. And Mel Robbins and the Let Them Theory, it was all over the bestseller pages, the search results. And so that really was a big reason why I picked up this book. But the final straw, which really directly led me to purchase this book, I was at a local barbecue joint and I was eating my meal. And then in the middle of eating, I see this elderly woman walk by and she's carrying a book. And the book is a paperback version of the Let Them Theory. And when I think of old people, I think that, hey, they don't have much time left, as bad as that sounds, but it's true. They don't have much time left. And so if they're reading a book with their valuable and precious time, that told me something. This old lady was reading this book and she doesn't have much time left. And so, wow, I should probably read that book if this elderly woman picked it up. And it was a great decision, and I'm happy that I followed my intuition there. The three main ideas of this book, I already covered the first two. It really is let them and let me. And then it's just live your life after that. And don't give other people power over you that they don't deserve. I'm going to get to one of my favorite quotes here. But it's such a good book. The strengths of this book are that not only does Mel Robbins talk about how she used the let them theory in her own life, but she talks about how she's helped her family with their issues using the let them theory. My camera keeps on moving, so I have to adjust it. And she's helped her family with the let them theory. And she also talks about how you can use the let them theory in your life, with your relationships, with your love life, with work and business. It really applies to every area of your life. And that's the really cool part about this book. And another strength of this book, if anybody was interested in getting into the self-improvement space, and you have this person who really wants to better themselves and start improving and start leveling up, this book, The Let Them Theory, is one of the first books that I would recommend. Arguably, it's the number one book that I would recommend to people who really want to improve their lives and level up. It's so easy to understand. I was talking with one of my coworkers who also read the book, and she told me there's so much valuable information, there's so many quotable phrases from Mel Robbins in this book, you might as well just underline the entire book. And I really think that's true. There's so many different quotes that you can pick up from this book. I have three really cool quotes that I picked up and I wanted to share with you. The first quote is, "You'll never feel ready to change your life. One day you just get tired of your own excuses and force yourself to do it." I love these quotes. I actually post these quotes on my Instagram. You can follow me at Travis D'Souza Quotes on Instagram, and then you can also follow me on Twitter or X at Travis D'Souza. It's just quotes, and I think they'll really benefit you if you're interested. Next quote, "The more you let other people live their lives, the better your life gets." Great quote, pretty self-explanatory there. Last quote that I'll share, "Focusing on what you can't control makes you stressed. Focusing on what you can control makes you powerful." And really great quotes. And I would say the biggest lesson that I learned personally and how I can apply this to my life is actually with my sister. I'm always trying to be a good big brother, and I'm trying to give good advice to my sister. And when I tell her verbally, she doesn't listen and she pushes back. And this book taught me that you can't verbally tell somebody to change. You can't force them to change. They'll change only when they have come to that conclusion inside of themselves and inside their own mind. And if you really want people to change, model the behavior that you want to see in them. And if you become that role model, if you lead by example, then you'll be better off for it, and so will the people around you. And so be a leader, and you could say let them behave however they want to behave, and let me be that leader and be that example that people want to follow. In terms of weaknesses from this book, there really aren't many weaknesses. There weren't a whole lot of numbers and data, but at the same time, it was a theoretical psychology book with concepts, and there was research, and Mel Robbins had a big sources cited section, so that was great. So it wasn't a big weakness, not a lot of numbers or data, but that's okay with me. Final score, I give this book a 9.3 out of 10. Amazing book. I don't know if I'll ever give a book a 10 out of 10, but a 9.3 is pretty dang good. So 9.3 out of 10, that's the book review. Thank you everybody for watching. This is the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on my social media at Travis D'Souza Quotes on Instagram and at Travis D'Souza on Twitter or X. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Until next time. Bye.